It's all about the search for answers, isn't it? Over the better part of these last 30 years, sadly, we have strayed far away from the American formula of success. We embraced sometimes straight up trickle-down economics, sometimes we cut it and called it trickle-down life. Any way you want to slice it, it was all about concentrating wealth at the top, removing regulation from everywhere you can, and keeping wages low. They promised us eventually the clouds would burst. The clouds didn't burst, but our economy nearly did. We need to return to the economics that actually works. We have so now concentrated wealth and power in the hands of so few that it is literally taking opportunity out of the homes and the wallets and the neighborhoods of the many. The great poet laureate of the American dream, Bruce Springsteen, once asked, "Is a dream a lie if it don't come true? Or is it something worse?" We have better choices to make. There are only two paths forward, and only one of them is good. One path is a sensible rebalancing based on the common good we share, and our concern for one another in building an economy that works again for all of us. And the other path, immigrants or discriminate against gay couples. We are a great people. Our future can be better, but we need to act like Americans again. And together we will, together we must, and together as Americans, you and I are going to give our children a better future that all American kids deserve. Thank you. I need your help. Thank you guys. God bless you. Gentlemen up here, strong public schools.
Do you feel like filming this? This is live on. This is going live on. Oh, that's it. This is
Governor, thank you so much for being here. My name is Gary Yanhall. I'm a retired educator with over 40 years of experience, currently sitting on the Cedar Rapids School Board. My question is this. I appreciate your position on early childhood education, pre-K. My question would be, do you have any thoughts on how to fund it? As a school board member, we struggle with the resources to be able to
Just keep it like this.
some of the mandates.
Look, in our state, we realized that building up the best public schools in America was not a matter of doing less. It was a matter of doing more. And I believe that true leadership is leadership that forges a new consensus in order to get things done. Unlike what's just happened here in Iowa, when I was governor through 8 years of recession, we actually increased school funding by 37% in the state of Maryland. We went to full-day kindergarten and we saw the return right away. I believe our federal government needs to play a greater role, and I think that we can play that role in expanding pre-K and encouraging other states to do it. But look, this is a shared responsibility. It's not just the federal government, it's your state as well. In our state, we passed a progressive income tax. We asked people that earn more to pay more. We asked everybody to do another penny on their sales tax. And we gave our kids the best public schools in America 5 years in a row. You get what you pay for. Yes, sir. I'll repeat it. Yes. Yeah. Let me just repeat it for those of you in the back. The question was about making the investment that we need to in sustainable development the world over. I gave a talk. You can check this out by going on to martino'malley.com, and gave a talk about America's role in the world. I believe that America's role in the world is to lead by example the rise of a global middle class. That is in the best interest of our prosperity and security as a people. And there are other ways to do it rather than just waiting until we're backed into a military corner. We need a new foreign policy of engagement and collaboration with like-minded people around the world. We need a new national security strategy that identifies threats before they rise to a military level and works with other nations to diffuse those threats. But we need to dial up diplomacy and we need to dial up sustainable development. And we are the leaders in that, and that will make our planet safer and a better place for our kids. Yes. Yes, sir. You're standing in the AARP section, right? You're a member. Hey, thank you. Good advice. Talking about my generation. Every election, I think, is about the future. And usually in the Democratic Party, what happens here in Iowa is that after you get a chance to meet everybody, you usually winnow down the field. And in a Democratic Party that has a gravitational pull towards the future, that choice usually narrows down to a choice between the inevitable frontrunner who was inevitable right up until the first contest and the voice of the new generation that most of the country had not heard of before. So I have been in 25 of your beautiful 99 counties, and I intend to go to the rest of them before this campaign's over. And that is our theme. Look, it's about new leadership. It's about a new generational perspective. Our world has changed. This is not the Cold War. This is not Vietnam era. This is a new world. Yes, sir. Sure. I am in favor. The question was about renewable energy. How do we get to a 100% clean electric grid by 2050? Let me give you a couple happy factoids. Here in Iowa, you're already making it happen. 10, 15 years ago, this wasn't true, but today it is. 30% of Iowa electricity comes from clean Iowa wind. And that's in a short period of time. And the great thing about those big blades and the other big parts is they're too damn big to import from China. So you've got to make them right here. The governor of Hawaii just set a goal of moving Hawaii to 100% clean electric grid. The governor of California has set a goal of moving to a 50% clean electric grid. It's going to require new technologies. It's going to require some next generation nuclear likely. It's going to require new battery technologies and probably other technologies we've never heard of. But in the meantime, with wind, with solar, with designing smarter buildings, living buildings, net zero homes that produce more energy than they use, we can move to a 100% clean electric grid, and just in the nick of time. But some of the things that we do, like the renewable portfolio standards, need to constantly go up and not down. And that's true of the renewable fuel standard as well. We need to go up so we develop to the next generation and cellulosic and the other technologies that can make our economy go. Yes, ma'am. Rock with our caucus. Last question, they tell me. I hope it's a good one. Yeah, awesome question. The question in essence is this, and in fact this is one of the goals that I've unveiled today in the 15 strategic goals for our country that will increase financial security for every household and get earnings to go back up again instead of flatlining or going down. And a big part of it is to cut by at least half the gap between what men are paid and what women are paid. And presidential leadership is important. So look, there are lots of things that we have done, Lily Ledbetter and other measures, but we are not done. Any more than your grandmother and her generation was done in securing the vote and other things. We have to keep moving as a people. The only way that we secure a better future with more opportunity for our kids is to care enough about one another now to do the things necessary to include more people in the political and the economic life of our country. That's our genius. That's our formula, and that's what we need to return to doing again. I thank you all so very, very much for coming out.